let's say you're the best plumber in town. I mean, you do incredible work, but for some reason, the phone just isn't ringing like it used to. Why? Well, it might be because you're losing a war you don't even know you're fighting. Today, we're going to break down a strategy called the Equalizer, and it's all about how local businesses can win that invisible digital battle for customers. So let's just get right to it. Is this a real thing? Are local businesses actually fighting an invisible war online? Well, the source material we're digging into today says absolutely yes, and it's a fight that many don't even see happening right under their noses. So let's set the stage. This whole digital battlefield, it's really a classic David versus Goliath story, right? On one side, you have the local experts, the heart and soul of the community. And on the other, you've got these huge corporate giants with deep pockets, basically invading their home turf. But here's the twist. This battlefield isn't what you'd expect. For a local plumber, a roofer, or an HVAC tech, the entire war is won or lost right here in the Google Map Pack. This is the prime real estate where customers find help when they need it most. And being visible here, it's literally everything. And for the longest time, this has been a totally one-sided fight. The source points out that bigger firms, maybe from a nearby city like Amarillo, have been able to just muscle their way into the search results for smaller towns like Pampa. And what happens? They effectively push the real, local, established businesses out of sight. So what's their big secret? How are they doing this? Well, it's definitely not because they're better craftsmen or have more experience. It all comes down to a technological edge. They're outsmarting the competition with code. And frankly, it's an advantage that has nothing to do with who's actually better at the job. The source material actually has a pretty cool name for this technological advantage: digital armor. Think of it like a super expensive, high-tech suit of armor that these corporate giants can afford. It lets them build this impenetrable fortress online. But it's what happens when you don't have this armor that's the real problem. And this slide just lays it all out plain and simple. On the left, you've got the Goliath Trap, that slow, clunky website with mobile errors that's basically a dead end for customers. And sadly, this is where most local businesses are stuck. But on the right, that's the goal, the David strategy. A lightning-fast, secure experience that actually wins you customers. Now, check out these numbers. A few seconds of load time. It might not seem like a big deal, right? But in the online world, it is the difference between a website that's leaking leads, literally losing you money every single day, and one that delivers priority service. That 4-second gap, that's where your profits are just disappearing into thin air. So what's the bottom line here? The crucial point is this. Because of this technology gap, skilled local experts, people who are legends in their own towns, are getting shoved into what the source calls the Underdog Zone. They become functionally invisible to the very customers they are best equipped to serve. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. If technology is the problem, well, it's also the solution. So let's get into how local businesses can forge their own digital slingshot and actually start to fight back. And here it is, the Equalizer. It's not just a website, it's framed as a full suite of technical armor, the same kind the Goliaths have, but it's built specifically for local tradespeople. This is their high-tech slingshot. So what's the secret weapon here? What makes this thing tick? It's all about deploying your business on Google's own native infrastructure, Google Cloud Run. Think of it like getting a VIP backstage pass to the top of the search results, using the very same technology that Google itself uses. Okay, so how does this slingshot actually work? The whole strategy really boils down to a super simple, kind of brilliant idea: gaining Google's trust in the most direct way imaginable. And here's that core logic. I mean, it makes perfect sense when you think about it. Google's whole job is to show its users the best possible results, the fastest, most secure, most reliable websites. So when your site is built on Google's own platform, the algorithm doesn't have to guess if it's good. It knows it's good. It's like a built-in seal of approval. Put simply, Google trusts Google. It really breaks down into this simple 3-step process. You host on Google's platform. That automatically signals this deep, structural, Google-verified trust to their algorithm. And the result? You just watch your search rankings climb higher and faster than you ever thought possible. This whole strategy delivers some huge technical wins. You get what's called zero-friction ranking. It means you get 100% perfect security so your customers never see those scary, unsafe warnings. And it guarantees your site works perfectly on a phone, which stops all those leaks from things like broken buttons or messy text. So, how do you actually know if you're winning this war? Well, the source introduces this metric they call the Panhandle Domination Score, or PDS. The goal is to get to 85 or higher. Once you hit that number, you're not just competing anymore, you are dominating. You become practically impossible for Google's algorithm to ignore.
Okay, now a really big part of making all this work is a total commitment to transparency. The whole idea is to get away from the secret sauce or voodoo that, let's be honest, a lot of marketing agencies try to sell. Instead, it's all about clear, verifiable results that you can actually see for yourself.
And this entire approach is anchored in the YYSG principle. What you see is what you get. No more hidden data, no more confusing reports, just a straight-up clear view of the problem, the plan, and the results. The process itself is super straightforward. First, an audit shows you exactly where your digital armor is leaking. Then, you get a roadmap, a clear 8-step blueprint to fix it. And finally, the proof, a case study showing you what's possible by looking at another local business that made this exact same journey. And get this, the entire strategy is laid out in a quick 15-minute data-only briefing. No long, boring sales pitches, just the facts. It's all about respecting a business owner's time because, really, the data should speak for itself. So, as we start to wrap this up, the message really becomes one of urgency. Because every single day a local business operates without this kind of technical armor, they are losing what the source calls an invisible lead to a bigger and often out-of-town competitor. Which really leaves us with this final, thought-provoking question for you. After hearing all of this about the tech, the trust, the transparency, where does your business really stand? Are you stuck playing from the underdog zone, or are you positioned to enter the domination zone? You know, in today's digital world, that's a critical question every local business owner has to answer.